US President Donald Trump has put plans for a major military offensive against Iran on hold, despite earlier warnings that Tehran could face attacks at a much higher level if diplomacy failed. The decision comes as the conflict between the United States and Iran enters its fifth month, following weeks of sustained American airstrikes targeting Iranian military infrastructure and shipping-related assets. While Washington continues to maintain pressure on Tehran, the White House is now signaling that negotiations, rather than immediate escalation, are the preferred path. According to the New York Times, one of the main reasons behind Trump's decision was growing concern over shrinking U.S. stockpiles of key defensive weapons. Officials reportedly warned that supplies of Patriot missile interceptors and other air defense munitions were becoming increasingly limited after months of operations in the Middle East and support for allies. The report said the shortage was among several factors that persuaded Trump to delay plans for another round of large-scale strikes against Iran. A CNN report cited a Pentagon source that U.S. military operations against Iran are currently on hold. Meanwhile, Axios reported that America's top military commander in the Middle East, CENTCOM Chief Admiral Brad Cooper, recommended ending the current bombing campaign around the Strait of Hormuz. According to the report, Cooper assessed that 2 weeks of strikes had significantly weakened Iran's ability to threaten commercial shipping and that most planned targets had already been destroyed. Continuing limited strikes, he reportedly argued, would deliver little additional military benefit unless the U.S. was prepared to launch a much broader offensive. Axios also reported that the Pentagon presented Trump with plans for a 14th consecutive night of airstrikes during a high-level White House meeting. However, after discussions with senior advisors, the president chose not to authorize the operation. Vice President J.D. Vance and Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff General Dan Kane reportedly raised concerns that expanding the conflict could trigger wider regional instability and place additional pressure on already stretched U.S. military resources. General Kane is also said to have warned that shortages of air defense interceptors could weaken America's ability to protect U.S. forces and allies across the region. Speaking after the meeting, Trump said diplomacy remains his preferred option, even while insisting that military action has not been ruled out. "We're talking to them right now. I think they're getting more and more serious," the president said. He added that Iran now faces a choice: reach an agreement with Washington or risk facing military action at a much higher level. U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations, Mike Waltz, also confirmed that negotiations between Washington and Tehran are continuing at every level, suggesting diplomatic channels remain active despite months of hostilities. Behind the scenes, efforts are also underway to reduce tensions around the Strait of Hormuz, one of the world's most critical energy choke points. According to Axios, Iran and Oman are negotiating a possible arrangement aimed at allowing commercial shipping to resume without further attacks. While no agreement has yet been announced, officials familiar with the discussions describe the current situation as quiet for quiet, with both sides temporarily pausing major military operations. At the same time, the United States and Britain are discussing an international maritime security initiative to safeguard commercial shipping and clear any naval mines in the waterway. Although the latest developments suggest a temporary slowdown in military action, U.S. officials insist the pause should not be mistaken for an end to the conflict. The Pentagon continues to maintain a strong military presence across the region, while President Trump has repeatedly stressed that all options remain on the table. For now, diplomacy has bought valuable time, but with tensions still high, military plans ready to be activated, and no breakthrough agreement in sight, the conflict between Washington and Tehran remains far from over, leaving the region and global energy markets watching closely for what comes next.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to Mirror Now.